Okay, every brand, every company, every person, every dog, every cat, they need to have a Reddit strategy. Now, why do they need to have a Reddit strategy? Because Reddit and AI search are linked. They are so linked. Now, check it out. Here's some proof right here. The most cited source by any large language model is Reddit. And the difference is quite substantial. So 40% of answers which come through ChatGPT come from Reddit. Now, this is like just so obvious. Like, let's search something up here. I'm in Barcelona at the moment. If we ask for restaurants in Barcelona, okay, it's going to search the web and it's going to pull through all different sources, and we can check at the end where it's actually pulling from. Now, for most searches, most of the time, yep, there we go. It's pulling through from Reddit. Any more? Nope. But Reddit is pretty much always going to be there. So your brand needs to have a Reddit strategy. And again, OpenAI and Reddit have a partnership. Gemini and Reddit have a partnership. This isn't coincidental. Sites are being sourced from Reddit. Information is constantly being pulled from Reddit. And that's how people are ranking in ChatGPT. So what is the catch behind ranking in Reddit? Now, it's this. Reddit hates spam. They hate self-promo. They hate what they call corporate shill. And this is essentially when you are trying to force your brand into a place where it doesn't match. Now, for once in your life, you're going to be told something a little bit different to what your mum told you. You need to fit in. You cannot be bold. You cannot try and execute your brand name everywhere. You need to fit in. So how do we fit into Reddit? How do we get ranking in Reddit? In this video, I'm going to break through the exact strategy we use to get us and our clients ranking in ChatGPT search, the Reddit strategy, the tools we use, and I'm going to show you how you can do it and replicate it for your brand. Okay, so let's just take a look at some successful Reddit posts first of all. I pulled these, just a couple examples from an example of, it was a subreddit post about how to write cold emails. Now, what you'll notice is the majority of this is not mentioning their brand. The actual Reddit account isn't orientated around their brand, but where you'll see them link it in, things like this. For tools, I've used GMass and Instantly for automating. Now, have you heard of GMass? I haven't. I doubt GMass is that popular at all and everyone's using it. But I reckon this guy's got something to do with GMass. Revolutionary leg, I reckon, is something to do with GMass. Again, here's what's worked for me. Information. Just at the end, tools I'd recommend. Plus Vibe. Has anyone ever heard of Plus Vibe? No, probably not. Any Mail Finder. Don't know it. LinkedIn Sales Nav, of course. Now, you'll notice a common trend here is people are providing value first. They're not just saying, this is the brand tool I'd use, because building a Reddit strategy, and we're talking not just about what works now, but what's going to work 6 months down the line, because people are catching on to this, people are getting good at this. So building a Reddit strategy, I wanted to teach you something that needs to be sustainable. So value first is this, providing just information on what you know about the subject, because that's the point of Reddit. It's people helping each other out. You don't need loads of Reddit accounts. The point isn't to spam. The point is to find the right opportunities at the right time. So something like a cold email subreddit where people are asking, how do I write a cold email that converts? Well, this is exactly the perfect opportunity for these brands to slide in their tools. And what you'll notice, and we'll talk about this a little bit later down the line, is they're not just mentioning their tools. They're mentioning big tools as well. Now, I think we can improve these examples. You can do better than these examples. But the point is that this is how people are doing it, and this is how it is working. Okay, let me show you the setup we use to run our Reddit account. Now, it's quite a beefy load of N8N automations, but also behind it, we have an Airtable on the front end, and I'm actually going to give you in the link of the description a link where you can kind of set up. I think it's a simplified automation of what I'm about to show you here, but it is the perfect starting point for if you want to build something like this in N8N. Okay, so I'm going to show you this one, and this is the Airtable backend, and this is the N8N backend. This is the Airtable front end. Firstly, how does it work? Okay, so all we've got is you're going to have something called a keyword radar. So the keyword radar is keywords that you want to rank for on Reddit. and it's going to use this automation here to find Reddit posts. So literally we just use a Google search API, and this is in the description, this exact automation. You can go download it, go plug it in, use it for your business, and it's got the Airtable thing. You use the Reddit API to basically find posts related to what you're searching for. So we were looking for all sorts of different things here, and then it pulls it through into the next tab. So for example, we are pulling through all these different Reddit conversations in different subreddits. We're pulling through the title, and this we can do through the Reddit API. So it's all the official APIs as well, which is perfect. We're pulling through the title, the subreddit, the URL, how many upvotes it's got, how many comments, and how old it is. And also how many times it's been cited by an LLM. Then from there, we give it a score. Like, we're going to pull through loads of different Reddit posts that are going to be relevant to what you're trying to rank for. But which are the most important and which are the ones we don't need to focus as much time on. We've then got a section which goes ahead and literally writes us comments. It writes them in 2 different variations. Now, this is where you've got to be super careful. You have to spend time, and we've got a great humanizer prompt. Fine, I'll add it below as well. You have to spend time properly training your AI agent. So for example, we've got things like write natural and Reddit comments. Even I think it says here, write casually with minor typos. Like, it's so important that, number one, you have someone to check over this just to make sure it is perfect. Spend 2 minutes tweaking it. It's only a Reddit comment. But also, that it doesn't look like spam. It cannot look AI written, and AI is at the point where you can train it properly and fine tune it to make it not look AI written. So that's very, very important, and this is probably the most important phase, because once you've found those Reddit posts, making sure you can execute it properly. Now, it's going to take a bit of tweaking with the AI agent, but we're at the point now where we're pretty much happy for it to just send them off autonomously, and we can literally just click approve. Now, a bit that a lot of people miss out on is this, and this is about replies. So often, let's go back to this guy here who's mentioned this. Someone might come back to him and ask a question. So for example, they might say, why are you not sending emails on a Friday? And what most automations would do is just not respond back. What's super important about what we do here is we make the conversation look natural. Even if we're not throwing in our brand name again, that's not the point of it. Sometimes we train the AI agents to not even throw in the brand name till the 2nd or 3rd message down, if we know it's going to be kind of super strict with the moderators, because otherwise, this is the point. We're trying to make this look as natural as possible, and we can. So having a natural conversation, building karma onto your Reddit account to look genuine is very, very important. And karma is basically a measure of how trustworthy your Reddit account is, how much you've been kind of communicating with people, how much you've been commenting. So you want to warm this up. You want to not go ahead and spam loads and loads per day. A lot of people ask me, like, how many Reddit accounts do I need? Now, I would honestly say for 99% of businesses, you need 1. Because it's so important that you're not spamming on Reddit, because otherwise all those Reddit accounts are going to be gone. This isn't some trick. We are using the Reddit's API. So you can do it on multiple Reddit accounts, but I wouldn't even think it's necessary, because the Reddit API obviously has limits, and we stick to those limits, but you don't need to go outside those limits. The most important thing here is you have quality, you're looking over everything, etc. Okay, so this is the automation, and this is the final part here, where you can literally go ahead and track LLM rankings across loads of different search platforms, across ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, and Gemini. Now, the automation that does this is simply just here, and have a look at what it's doing. All it's doing is basically you're giving it the prompt you want it to check. It's going ahead and asking those 4 different agents, and then pulling that information in to here. So go ahead and download this from the description below. It's completely free. I'm literally just going to give you a Google Doc link. You can go ahead and click and start building your Reddit strategy, because this is new. The earlier you get started in this opportunity, the better. But what I think it's not is just a lights on moment and it's going to crash in a few weeks. This is why we start building Reddit strategy properly from here on in. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and go and harvest some Reddit content. Cheers. Bye-bye.